Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing my first ever ranking of one of my favorite bands of all time, Iron Maiden. We're going to be ranking their top 10 albums according to me, okay? So my apologies if you disagree with me, but this is my personal take. I'm going to go through and go from 10 to 1, and we're going to talk about them briefly, and I hope that you guys can find this interesting. Starting off at number 10. Now keep in mind, Iron Maiden has like 18, 19 albums, so I really had to weed out quite a few to make this list. Anyway, on to number 10. At number 10, I've chosen the album Senjutsu, which is Iron Maiden's 2021 release, and most people would probably be surprised that I would pick that. I was pleasantly surprised and impressed with this album when it came out. It contains actually quite a few songs that I would consider to be amongst my favorites. Most notably the song Senjutsu. It's got a very interesting vibe to it. It's kind of mysterious. There's something just totally different about it. It doesn't have like the classic Iron Maiden setup. The writing on the wall is absolutely, in my opinion, one of Iron Maiden's best written songs. I believe it uses the Phrygian dominant mode for its construction, and it's very melodic, it's very enchanting, it really grabs you and holds you for the whole thing. It's incredibly well written song. My favorite song on this album would have to be Hell on Earth. It is, I believe, let me see here, I think it's 11 minutes in length. The song Hell on Earth, the title Hell on Earth is something that, it's such a powerful statement, and to have a song have that title and actually not suck is an amazing benefit to everybody. I don't know what the song's about specifically, but musically the song really drives home the different themes that it puts out. My favorite aspect of Hell on Earth would have to be the guitar solo. The guitar solo section itself is one where when I first time I heard it, I had to quickly rewind and listen again and again and again. And to this very day, almost 3 years later, it's still one of my favorite solo sections. All right, so Senjutsu is up at number 10. Number 9, we have 1983's Peace of Mind. Now, this might come as a surprise to a lot of people because Peace of Mind carries the song The Trooper, which a lot of people might argue is one of Maiden's best songs, at least one of Maiden's most popular songs. I am kind of lukewarm on this album. It still made the top 10, but other than The Trooper and Revelations is classic, To Tame a Land's a good song too. The Iron Maiden epic, they did like 8 to 9 minute epics on most of their first 10 albums, where it's the last song on the album and it usually takes you on a journey. It's very long, a lot of parts. So To Tame a Land is a good song. Where Eagles Dare, I always liked the drum intro. As a drummer, I was instantly drawn to that as a classic drum intro. And of course, The Trooper, right? And Still Life is great too. But songs like Quest for Fire, Die With Your Boots On, Sun and Steel, they kind of fall short. It's not a very memorable album, though I will say I do love the artwork, the album art for this album. Absolutely phenomenal. So number 9, Peace of Mind. All right, we're on to number 8. Coming in with No Prayer for the Dying, 1990. This was arguably the downfall of Maiden within the Bruce Dickinson years. Up through 1990, everything was pretty much golden. It was the golden age of Iron Maiden. But this album can be seen as Maiden's first foray into kind of devolving as a band, their sound, their style. It kind of got more commercialized, a little less original, a little less heavy metal. I personally love this album, whether it's the song No Prayer for the Dying or the so let me just bring this up here, jog my memory a little bit. No Prayer for the Dying is a great song. Holy Smoke is a great song. Tail Gunner. Even songs like Public Enema Number 1 and The Assassin. They have a very specific... Bruce's voice kind of changed a little bit, which I thought fit this very well. We kind of lost the end of the album Epic. There are no songs longer than 5 minutes on this album. Mother Russia was the final song. Not my favorite, certainly not an epic, but yeah. So number 8, No Prayer for the Dying. At number 7, we're going up to 1992 with Fear of the Dark. Fear of the Dark might be Iron Maiden's best, worst album, right? It's got some bangers on it. Obviously, the album title track, Fear of the Dark, is one of Maiden's flagship songs. They play it live on every tour. You've got From Here to Eternity, which is great. Wasting Love, I believe, was a single. Afraid to Shoot Strangers was very popular in the 90s to play live. Be Quick or Be Dead is also a great one. I'm going to be honest, I don't dislike any songs on this album. The Fugitive is really cool. Fear is the Key, Judas Be My Guide, The Apparition. Everything on this album, every song seems to have its own theme. They tell a very distinct and clear story in the lyrics, and the production is phenomenal. So, again, at number 7, we have Fear of the Dark. All right? Coming in at number 6 is The Number of the Beast, and I did not do that on purpose. I think The Number of the Beast, for me, is a little bit overrated. I mean, you have the song The Number of the Beast, and you have The Prisoner and 22 Acacia Avenue. There really isn't a bad tune on here. Gangland is a little suspect. It's kind of boring. Hallowed Be Thy Name being the epic on this album at 7 minutes and 11 seconds. Obviously one of Maiden's greatest ever. But ultimately, I feel like this album is somewhat overrated. You know, take it for what it's worth. At number 6, you've got Number of the Beast. At number 5, we're coming in with 1986's Somewhere in Time. Now, what I really liked about this album is that it used the guitar synths all throughout the album, and that was a very unique sound. It filled out the landscape more than just having the regular guitars, and it gave it a space age, spacey kind of vibe. Caught Somewhere in Time is definitely one of my favorite Iron Maiden songs. Wasted Years is definitely one of Iron Maiden's best songs, period. Heaven Can Wait and Alexander the Great are both kind of vying for album epic. They're both great in their own right. Stranger in a Strange Land starts out with that great bass part by Steve Harris. Even Deja Vu is a great tune. Sea of Madness. There really isn't a bad song.